Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here and welcome back to another Cardano video. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an update, as what I do here is all about Cardano. And if you want to really help, please do give the video a like, leave a comment or share it out there. That helps other people find the channel, find the information, and it really does help in the YouTube algorithm. So today what we're going to look at is quickly look at what is coming for native assets. The Merry hard fork happens tonight at the turn of the epoch. So we'll go through a little bit of that and when we should see them within the wallets. I'll also talk about the bit of talk that's out there, I suppose, on Cardano dumping after the Merry hard fork. So I'll tell you why people might think that, but then I'll also show you why I don't think we are going to see a dump after this. So we'll get into that after a quick look at native assets. As well, if you're looking for a stake pool, I do run the Cardano with Paul stake pool, so if you want to help support the channel, then you can delegate to the pool as well. So let's jump in. Okay, so you can see here that the Daedalus version on testnet now supports native tokens, and what I'm really looking forward to is this one down here, Daedalus Flight, which is meant to be timed with the Merry hard fork, which happens tonight. So I'm hoping the wallet comes out tonight. I will then have a look at it tomorrow morning, play around with it, see native assets within the wallet, and then get a video out for you guys either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on the timeline of this. Daedalus Flight, for anyone not familiar with it, this is where all new features for Daedalus go to Daedalus Flight first. So it's basically a test version of the wallet, but it runs on the mainnet. So anything that happens in the Daedalus Flight version is live on the chain as well. So be aware, anyone can download Daedalus Flight. So if you do and you're playing around with it, make sure you realize that anything you do there impacts your ADA. So again, I'll have the video out on that. If you don't want to wait, you can check out the Cardano 360. I did talk about this in a previous video. This was a show last week and they go through and show native assets within Daedalus, as well as when you look at the timestamps here, they show it within Yoroi as well. They talk about babel fees, which is the mechanism that's working behind the scenes to allow you send native assets and pay the fees within native assets. And this feature alone is absolutely huge for native assets, because anyone familiar with the ERC20 tokens, which is tokens created on Ethereum, when you want to send them, you also have to hold Ethereum as well to pay the transaction fee. Whereas when native assets are created on Cardano, you can pay the fees within that native asset, and there's a whole mechanism on the back end where the fees eventually in the back end are paid within ADA, but there's a whole conversion mechanism that works back there to actually mean that the end user does not have to worry about holding both assets to send one. So again, I'll talk about that when I get into the video with Cardano native assets versus Ethereum ERC20 tokens. One other thing to look at here is Cardano TokenTool. So this has been brought out by Pool Tool. Looks like it's going to be a really good tool to have. This here is going to show you all of the native assets created on Cardano. So you can see this is in the mainnet, so there's nothing showing up yet. I do know there's other tools out there being developed for tokens as well to display them. So once I'll give it another week, and once all the tools are kind of out there, I'll do an overview of all the tools that are out there for people who are a part of the Cardano ecosystem. So tools ranging from looking up stake pools to looking up block explorers to looking at the native asset explorers like this as well. So when you come down here, you can change this to testnet and you can see some of the test tokens that are already created, and you can see all the different information about them. What I think is going to be very interesting is this one here, the ERC20 conversions. So when we will be able to see what tokens have actually converted from ERC20 tokens over to Cardano. So again, the ERC20 converter is going to be absolutely huge, I think, for the adoption of Cardano. So again, you can see there's over 1,400 tokens created on the testnet. If you go into any of these randomly, you can see the information here, all the transaction history. So as these are real projects being used, you will see the transaction histories will be a lot longer than this, but it's great to see tools like this already coming to the market. So now let's take a look at the charts. We'll take a quick look at the Bitcoin chart first, because Bitcoin has finally woken up. So you can see it was in a downtrend, fairly heavy downtrend for the last week. In cryptocurrency terms, a week is a long time. In normal markets, a week would not be such a big deal. So we did break out of it last night. We started to move up yesterday, and when we broke the downtrend, we came back and tested it before getting a nice leg to the upside. So what we're looking to do now is, it's around 49,000. We're looking to get above 50k, and realistically 50k is more psychological than anything. When you look across here, there was no real resistance or support at 50k. So I would say in around these types of levels here, 51 to 52,000 is where we might hit some resistance. So we'll keep an eye on that as over the next few hours, and maybe tomorrow I'll do a very quick update on that. When we look at the AUD price, again, we're still in this uptrend that we've been in now for over a week, and a fairly aggressive uptrend at that. So when I done the video on Saturday about breaking the all-time high, I said about maybe coming back to test 133. Well, we did come back and test it. What happened was we got our support, but when we came back to test it a third time, we got this big red candle and did not hold. But what was very positive to see was that we held the overall uptrend. Not once here, twice, and a third time in around here. So we got a big movement here just before I hit record on this video. We broke up through that 133 again, but slightly down below it right now. What we need to see is getting back above this and establishing this as support. Because you can see when we fell through it here, we tried to come up once, twice, three times, and a fourth time right here. So I wouldn't like to see us getting stuck under this 133 for long. Now onto the thought process, actually, before I go any further here, of Cardano dumping after the merry hard fork. Where does all of that come from? So there is this, I suppose this saying within markets in general is that you buy the rumor and sell the news. So you buy leading up to an event and then you sell when the event happens, because it never lives up to the expectations. We did see this to a degree when Shelly launched. We went from about 2 cents up to 17 cents, and then we dumped back down after that. But I really don't think that we're going to see anything that substantial here, because there's so much more coming for Cardano. The merry hard fork native assets is just one piece of the puzzle that is all really starting to come together. We still have to get the Africa deal announcement. There's all these talk of Coinbase. I'm not even going to get into that, but that is there at some stage, as well as smart contracts coming. We don't have a date on smart contracts yet. As soon as I get a date, you can be sure I will do a big song and dance video about it, because that will be a really big part for Cardano and the adoption moving forward. But right now it's actually scheduled sometime in Q2 is the time frame we're hearing. But again, once I get the official dates, I will let you know. For now, once we stay in this uptrend, I think that we're not going to see a major dump for Cardano. A major dump even at this stage is probably back down to the 102 level. That's where you would look to hold if we did get a bit of a sell-off after the release comes out. But once again, I'm not expecting anything too major here. I think some people are reading too much into, when you look at standard markets, normally there is a huge event that happens and then there's nothing that comes after that event. So that's why the market starts to cool off and die down then. But with Cardano, right now we are only in the middle, or even just getting started with all of the good things that are coming. So personally, I don't see that big sell-off coming, but could be wrong. Not a financial advisor, sharing my own opinions. For me, I'm not selling. If we do get some of these dips that people are talking about, for me, it will be a chance to put in more long trades into the market. So looking at the ADA BTC price briefly as well, what we see is we've had an absolutely massive run up over the last few days, peaked over 3,000 sats. We did have a pullback, and again, pullbacks are always natural within a market. I don't ever get scared when I see pullbacks in a market, because they do have to happen. Pullbacks need to happen in a market so it can find its support levels before making the next leg up. So you can see we come back down here to around 2,600 sats, moved back up then, and came back down to around the same level, which is always good to see multiple tests of the same support point. So what we'll do over the next few hours is watch these here, see how it reacts around this level. If we don't hold 2,600, maybe we come back down here somewhere around 2,200, or maybe even down to the 2,000 sats level at worst. For now, I'd be looking to hold 2,600 as the first priority. If we do, moving back up, breaking over that 3,000 sats level again. Look, some of this is going to be dependent on the Bitcoin price. Right now, Bitcoin is still looking to move to the upside. If Bitcoin got a really good push up to the upside, we may see a little bit more downside on the ADA BTC chart. That's really it for me today, guys. I hope you guys are as excited about the native assets going live tonight as I am. A reminder as well that you guys don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about your coins. If they're sitting in a wallet or on an exchange, you guys won't need to do anything with Cardano hard forks. They are more just a network upgrade the way that they are done, so they don't impact the actual ADA that you are holding. There's no new coins, nothing like that. So don't worry, sit back, relax, and stay up to date with the news that's coming out. And I will do a video probably tomorrow or the next day showing you how them native assets all work. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Please do give the video a like, subscribe if you are not, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of all of this. Do you think we're going to dump, or do you think we will continue on this rise to the upside? So thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you soon.